Tell Me About It is brought to you by Don Franklin Auto of Glasgow, Extreme Health Club, and Lockshield Partners Accounting Services.
Hey, this is James Brown. Welcome back to Tell Me About It. This week we have a house full of Trojans here on Glasgow EPB Channel 6, a local channel. You can catch this show on Thursday nights live. You can also catch it online at the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com, and kysports.tv. In our first segment here, we're going to talk to Coach Tommy Muse, Barren County Trojans head football coach, and Brooks Browning, one of the more experienced players on the team. So let's just start off with this. You guys have had a couple of scrimmages, Coach Muse, before you get to play your game Friday night at Metcalfe County. How do you think your teams looked in those scrimmages?
Offensively line, we struggled a little in the two scrimmages, and it was more, it wouldn't scheme or knowing what to do. We just was not very physical. Mm-hmm. And we've gotten better the last few weeks. We improved from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2. But that's the focus this week before we go into Metcalfe, which for real is we got to pick up the intensity and be more physical up front, both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Which offensively we return 3 guys with playing time. Mm-hmm. Defensively up front, Brooks is probably our most experienced one. Him and Jonathan Wilson returning.
Yeah,
we lost quite a bit of depth there on the D line.
Well, and Metcalfe County as a team to open with, they usually don't have as many numbers as you have, but it seems they always have like 11 guys who'll just muscle up and push you around and hit you pretty hard.
They're big up front still. Mm-hmm. They graduated a few of those offensive linemen, defensive linemen, but Metcalfe, Coach Harbison, they're always very physical, aggressive. It's from whistle to whistle, and they don't let up for 4 quarters.
Brooks, what did you think about the 2 scrimmages?
Well, I thought our effort was plenty of there. I would say that, like what Coach said, our O-line and D-line were both giving effort, but we weren't as physical as the other team. So I think this week the main focus needs to be physicality because Metcalfe is going to play every snap of the game full percent.
Yeah. So for you as a player, I mean, what do you when you're in the game and you're thinking, all right, I got to be more physical? I mean, do you think that, or is it something you just got to learn to do intuitively?
I think it kind of goes both ways. I mean, it all starts in practice. You have to go 100% all the time, as hard as you can. And we know Metcalfe will do that the whole game, so we just need to focus on trying to beat them.
Well, I was going to say, in practice, the problem is that you're kind of going physical against guys you know, so maybe you're less apt to knock their block off as you are when you play a competitor. Is it kind of like that sometimes?
It's like that too, but you just need to focus on goal ahead, and Metcalfe is our goal, so we just need to picture them as Metcalfe.
Yeah. So your district's a little different this year because Meade County's out. Ironically, a team you guys struggled with, but meanwhile you'd beaten Central Hardin, I think 3 out of 4 years you'd played them in that district, and they're still in it, and North Hardin's in it, but Warren Central and Old Barren County foes in the district. When you look at the district this year, Coach, what do you think about it?
We don't have to travel to Meade, that's for one. That's a long trip. No way around it.
Other side of Fort Knox over there.
Yes. Central Hardin, I think they're the team to beat in the district.
Yeah.
They were really good last year. They lost some pieces, but again, they still got most of those pieces back. The quarterback's back, which is a big piece. I mean, he's committed to UK for baseball.
Yeah.
But travel first thing, and then we still got Central Hardin, North Hardin. North Hardin, very athletic team, and then Warren Central, who we already had on the schedule initially before they became a district team. So we were going to play them in the regular season anyways. But it's still a tough district. This year, North Hardin and Central Hardin come to us, and then we go to Warren Central.
Brooks, what do you think about the district opponents?
Well, the addition to Central, we have experience. We scrimmaged them last year, and we did fairly good with them. I think we could take care of business pretty good if we just focus on them. Obviously, they surprised a lot of people last year, breaking their losing streak.
Yeah.
But we look forward to that. For Central and North, I mean, they've been the same way for years. They're really physical and pretty lengthy. And they go, like I said, they go 100%. But we just got to focus on, like I said, physicality.
Yeah. Coach, outside of your district schedule, like you guys start with Metcalfe, and then week 2 you're hosting Trigg County in your bowl game. And then I think you've got Monroe and Allen and Glasgow back on the schedule this year. Allen's at the end of the season, right? So, when you look at your out-of-district schedule, what were you trying to accomplish with that schedule?
Glasgow was one. Me and Coach Garman actually started talking about mid-season, discussing that, and it was finalized there toward the end of the season. But that was something we discussed early on, trying to figure it out and stuff. I just told him I didn't want to play right before we went into the district and play Glasgow. Monroe, we've played for, I can't remember, years.
Yeah. I've joked with people that sometimes Monroe is Barron's biggest rival on the football field. You guys have some epic games through the years.
I think that goes back. Even when I played, and it's been every year we play them, that's just a given one. It's usually that 3 or 4 week most years. Warren East is one we added too, which they're in our district for basketball, softball, and baseball. So we picked them up on the schedule since they were in the district with the other sports. Yeah. That's actually week 3. That's after our bowl game with Trigg. But team similar to us is what we try to get on the schedule, and somewhat close. But Warren East similar to us. They came off a really good year last year. Yeah. They were undefeated in the regular season. And then Monroe's one you just play, and then we finished with Allen. And they're all good high school football games. Atmosphere is really good. Like Metcalfe, I can't wait to go over there. Just the atmosphere, all the parents, fans, the whole track surrounded. There's nowhere to sit. Everybody's standing almost on the field.
Yeah, they're like 8,000 people, 9,000 people in Metcalfe County, and I think they're all there on Friday night.
Yes, which Barren travels well too when we go. But it's a great atmosphere for a high school football game.
Brooks, as a player, are there any games on the schedule you circle and you say, I look forward to playing that one?
There's several. I think our biggest one is obviously Glasgow, considering there was a big year gap because we didn't get to play them. But my mindset is always one game at a time. Just focus. My goal this week is Metcalfe, and then next week it'll be Trigg County, and it goes on and on. But yes, there are certain games like Glasgow, and I would say probably Central Hardin that are circled. Yeah. But that's our focus.
As a player, how excited were you to get Glasgow back on the schedule? You've not played them. I guess you probably played them in middle school, and maybe you played them in JV, but I'm not sure.
Kept JV freshman.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's felt like a long time. Like I would watch the replays of the games back a couple years ago. Yeah. And I would just think back and think, I really wish they were in our schedule every year. Yeah. But now that they're in addition to it, I feel pretty excited.
When it looks like it's going to be a big community event because they're going to have like a big pep rally down on the square the night before and all that kind of stuff. So, a lot of people are excited about it. I know from the coaching standpoint and all that kind of thing, and it's just another game on the schedule, but in the community, it's a big event.
It's a great game for the community. As far as the players, most of these kids grew up Little League, All-Star, travel ball. They know each other and are friends and may go to church, but we're familiar with each other outside school and football. Yeah. But it's a great game for the community, yes.
What are your expectations for your team this season?
Oh, kind of like he said earlier, we just got to focus on us, get better each and every day in each play. I like our pieces, what we have, offense, defense. Defensively, we got a lot of kids. They're not young kids, just not a lot of experience. Our seniors last year played a lot of snaps for us defensively as sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And these kids we're playing now were JV or freshman players. Yeah. So just the lack of experience, and we're going to have to get that pretty quick. Yeah.
Brooks, what do you think the expectations are from the player standpoint this year?
Like you said, we don't have our backs aren't as experienced as what they used to be. But I feel like they've been putting the work in past summer and lifting a lot. And I feel like if they can really focus up in this upcoming game, in this practice, I feel like they can really become pretty good.
What for you as a player, what is some of the weight put on your shoulders as one of the more experienced and veteran players?
Well, you just have to be a leader. I think that you have to, like you said, you put on the weight on the shoulders. You just have to help other, like the younger players, make sure that they know what they're doing, like all the techniques and stuff. But you don't need to put anybody down. Like we've had issues with chemistry, let's say, and we need to not bring each other down, but bring each other up.
Are you kind of one of the sideline pumper-upper kind of guys?
Occasionally.
Is he one of the pumper-upper kind of guys?
I'm impressed how much he's talking right now. Brooks leads more by example. He'll say stuff, but he's not a real vocal leader. It's more by example, and he's one of those that you want to lead by example. But, yeah, on the practice field, a little more vocal would be good out of him.
Before we get out of this segment, is there anything else you want people to know about your team?
We're just excited. I mean, we're ready to kick it off against Metcalfe, get a good week of practice in this week. Like Brooks said, just focus on us and Metcalfe and getting better each and every play and every day.
All right. This is James Brown on Tell Me About It. I've been here with Coach Tommy Muse and Brooks Browning with the Barren County Trojans. We'll be right back with Tate Spillman and Cash Moore.
At Don Franklin, we're more than a group of car dealerships. We're hardworking, everyday people of Kentucky. We strive daily to give 110% to our customers, our employees, and our families. We are committed to providing everyone with a safe and reliable vehicle, and we continue our tradition of supporting our local communities. At all 24 dealerships across Kentucky, we will treat you like family. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, we are Kentucky.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
Lockshield Partners Accounting Services provides professional and trusted expertise to our clients. Our team offers individual, business, and nonprofit tax preparation services, as well as payroll, bookkeeping, and consulting year-round. Call or visit our office today so our team can work for you while you and your loved ones focus on what really matters, because together we plan.
Hey, this is James Brown. Welcome back to Tell Me About It on Glasgow EPB Channel 6, local channel. Second segment here of this week's show, and we've got two Barren County Trojans joining us without their coach. So let's see what kind of questions I can ask them to get them into trouble. Let's start with you, Cash. You play three sports, right? You play football, basketball, and baseball.
Yes, sir.
How do you manage to do that and be successful? Because you play all three of them pretty well, from what I've seen.
It's very hard, not really a whole lot of time for off-season recovery. I try to stay doing a little bit of each sport at a time, so I don't come into one sport, haven't played in a while.
Yeah. Jittery and not knowing what you're supposed to be doing. Because you also have three coaches who demand a lot from you in each of the sports. I know they will all get on you. So when you kind of look at that, what is the difference between those three sports in terms of coming into the seasons? Does one of them give you a harder time than the other two? I told you I was going to try to get you in trouble.
I think they're generally all about the same in terms of strictness and stuff like that. They're coaches. You have to address them with respect. So I try to stay really respectful. I don't have any issues with any of them.
Yeah. And then Tate, you play basketball and football. How about for you? What's the struggle to try to balance those sports out?
Yeah, it's good that I sort of have an off season during baseball, so I'm able to work on basketball and football, weight room, and in court training. Mm-hmm. But I think that Coach Cunningham really appreciates, I'll come shoot in the mornings before school, but I'm not doing anything really to get hurt, so I can still focus on our football games during the week.
Well, and I guess, every coach wants their players available all the time, but it seems like you do have coaches who respect the idea that you play multiple sports. Yeah. Is that kind of what you find?
Yeah, they both like the fact. They always say that we like players who play multiple sports. They feel like it can help in many different aspects. So. Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe football with some toughness and building strength, I suppose, and basketball with agility, and baseball hand-eye coordination probably is all the things that go together. So, Cash, what positions do you play?
Football, I play running back and linebacker. Baseball, I play outfield. And in basketball, I'm more of a small forward.
Yeah. What role do you like most?
Honestly, I like football a lot more. Like I wasn't used whenever I was younger. I wasn't crazy big into football just because I was kind of really small.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of getting banged up on. But now I've kind of filled out a little bit, and so it's a lot more fun.
Yeah. You like? Do you like being the running back, or you like hitting people more?
I like being the running back more. I'm a big offense guy. I like catching the ball and just making. It's funny when you juke someone and then watch them see them on the guy. I just think that's really funny.
Do you have like a player that you in football that you look at and you're like, yeah, I'd like to play like that dude?
I try to be like Christian McCaffrey. He's very versatile.
Yeah.
He can really play about anywhere, and that's who I've kind of tried to model my game after.
Yeah. Tate, now you're taking over the quarterback role this year, and I would say you're a very different quarterback than the prior two, just probably because your mobility versus those guys. I don't know about your arm strength versus, Jamison and Will, but what do you think you bring to that role that is exceptional this time?
Yeah, Will and Jamison were both very good quarterbacks, but I feel like I'm very good at extending the play if that needs to happen with my legs. So if there needs to be a big run or we need a big play, I can usually make that happen. But as far as my arm, I tore my labrum last year, so I've had to work quite a bit on that. But I feel like it's gotten a lot better, and it's stronger than ever.
Yeah. So you've had a couple of scrimmages, and I would guess, at least the one I saw with Hart County, you really haven't had an opportunity to show what you're capable of in those scrimmages.
Yeah. We threw a little bit more in the Adair County scrimmage. I don't know how many yards, but we had a touchdown pass to Jackson Bird for quite a bit of yardage. We hit the flats really good, so we're looking to hopefully do more of that in the Metcalfe game.
Now, do you still wind up playing defense as well?
Yes, I don't think the coaches are very happy about this, but that's what I like better.
Well, I mean, you are one of the guys coming back because you guys ended up playing a lot in secondary. I guess you did too last year?
A little bit. I played under Aiden Miller. So
you got to watch a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's one of the things experience-wise that's coming back for the Trojans.
They want me to play both sides, but I probably need to because I can bring the experience and be the leader that probably a lot of the younger kids need. So, yeah.
What are your expectations for you guys this season?
I know, I'm looking really forward to this season. I think that we can be pretty good. It just comes down to how we do in practice and how focused we are. We have some big games coming up, and we need to start off strong. But if we can start off strong, I feel like we can have a pretty good season.
How about for you, Cash?
I feel like we have the potential to be a very good team this year. We have a bunch of pieces right now that I really feel like a big issue I think we're having right now is practice. No one's really owning up to their mistakes. They're kind of trying to finger point. So I think as long as we just get that and we actually come together as a team, I feel like we have the potential to be really good.
Now, you're one of the guys, like you mentioned, you ended up playing behind Aiden last year, but you still have some experience coming back. Do you feel some weight on your shoulders as a leader?
Yes, I feel like a little bit. Like as far as running backs, I'm our most experienced running back. So as far as like younger guys, it's not like a matter of like they mostly know what they're supposed to do, but it's like attitudes instead of just making sure attitudes stay in check without necessarily putting someone down.
Yeah. How about for you, Tate? I mean, the quarterback role has just got to be a leadership role to start with.
The quarterback's a big leadership role. I think a lot of people look up to me, so I always have to keep my attitude in check, which I'm typically pretty good at. But I like to be a good role model, so it's not as much weight on your shoulders, but at the same time, it can be a lot to handle sometimes. So you always got to stay in check.
For you, are there any games on the schedule you're looking forward to?
The Glasgow game is obviously something that we've all been looking forward to, but the Metcalfe game, I'm actually looking forward to it a lot because we've lost to them. We lost to them last year when we probably should have beat them, and it's just something that you want revenge almost. So.
Yeah, you allowed them to open the gate, and they didn't lose another game until I think they got to the state semifinal.
Yeah, that's something that we could have stopped from happening. So.
Yeah. How about for you, Cash? Are there any games on the schedule you look forward to?
Just like Tate said, obviously the Glasgow game is a big game for the community and all that. I grew up playing in the Glasgow League, so I know a bunch of the guys over there in this game. It feels kind of personal to me. Not like no hate towards any of those guys, but you know how it is. Just guys used to play
healthy
football.
Competitiveness.
Yeah, just competitive. Metcalfe game as well. Not trying to copy Tate, but they did beat us last year, and that's just kind of stung ever since then. It's kind of like a revenge game.
All right. Anything else either of you guys want folks to know about your team this year or this season? You good?
I'm good.
Right. All right, this is James Brown on Tell Me About It. I've been here with Tate Spillman and Cash Moore, Barren County Trojans, and season kicks off tomorrow night.
Lockshield Partners Accounting Services provides professional and trusted expertise to our clients. Our team offers individual, business, and nonprofit tax preparation services, as well as payroll, bookkeeping, and consulting year-round. Call or visit our office today so our team can work for you while you and your loved ones focus on what really matters, because together we plan.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
At Don Franklin, we're more than a group of car dealerships. We're hardworking, everyday people of Kentucky. We strive daily to give 110% to our customers, our employees, and our families. We are committed to providing everyone with a safe and reliable vehicle, and we continue our tradition of supporting our local communities. At all 24 dealerships across Kentucky, we will treat you like family. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, we are Kentucky.
Hey, this is James Brown. Welcome back to Tell Me About It. Glasgow EPB Channel 6, a local channel. Show airs every Thursday at 6 p.m. on that channel. You can also catch it online anytime on the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com and kysports.tv. It's the fall sports season, and it is here upon us in full steam at this point. Of course, the first football games are Friday night. Barren County's at Metcalfe County, Glasgow hosts LaRue County, and Caverna travels all the way to Muhlenberg County, the place with the nice stadium where they don't really play football. But, along with those, of course, the soccer season started last week. Volleyball season started Monday night, and the cross-country season begins on Saturday. Let's talk a little bit about the ongoing golf season first. This past Saturday was a big day for Jamison Corbin. He won the Raider Invitational. I think he shot 6 under in that tournament. I believe his round was a 65, and quite a day for him. Off to a solid start. He spent the summer playing on a lot of the junior professional tour stuff like the AJGA and that kind of thing. He's traveled around the country a little bit, been to places like South Carolina and Missouri, working on his game, and it showed up early in the season. He's won 2 events, also won the Invitational at Kenny Perry Country Creek a couple of weeks ago. And, the Trojans are right there. They're finishing, when you look at the Region 3 competitors, they're usually finishing as a team somewhere in the 3rd or 4th range. A lot of the tournaments that they've been in that also include Greenwood, Bowling Green, and Glasgow. Greenwood probably is still the favorite to win this year, especially led by Jacob Lang, and they've got a couple of other guys that have had low rounds, but the Scotties have been right there. They finished second at that Raider Invitational. I think they finished second at that Franklin Invitational. They've won a couple, finished second in a couple by a stroke or so usually behind Greenwood. I think one of them was behind Bowling Green. So, as a team, they're right there. At that Raider Invitational, both Jace Cook and Bo Shelton shot under par. I think they both shot 70 in that. So, amazingly enough, it is right around a month until the Region 3 golf tournament. It's somewhere close to the end of September. And then September 11th, Glasgow Scotties will play in the 2A state tournament. They won the 2A regional sectional is what it's called week and a half ago or so. Also for Glasgow, Emery Gardner qualified for that state tournament as well. Barren County girls golf team has played pretty well so far this year, especially led by Chloe Witcher and Lucy Zala. They won the Monroe County Invitational a couple of weeks back. Tinsley Nagel has had some really good rounds lately. Kinsey Edwards has missed some matches recovering from foot surgery, but yeah, she's going to work her way back in. And Gracie Myatt has actually played pretty well as well recently. So they're going to be a threat on the girls' side at the regional tournament when we get there. In the start of the soccer season, in that first week, the Trojans got in a couple of games. They went 1-1. The Scotties got in a couple of games. They went 1-1, including a district win over Allen County. The Trojanettes 2-2. They had kind of an interesting game at Todd County Central. Todd County only had 10 players, and so they agreed to play with only 10 players, and they won that game 3-1. The Lady Scotties are off to a little bit of a rough start. They only have one senior. You know, we talked about this with Scott Zettelmoyer, the coach, and it's a rebuilding. It's not just a rebuilding year. It's kind of a reprogramming year in a way, because he's started the middle school program last year. He's got a bunch of those girls coming up. It's probably going to take just a little while for them to kind of mesh together and play, you know, the quality soccer that he would like to see them play. The volleyball, as I mentioned, started Monday night. Barren County opened with a win, and Glasgow opened with a narrow loss to Hart County. Barren beat Warren Central. And, if you're looking down the line at the cross-country season that's coming up, Barren County has, I would say, 2 state hopefuls in terms of competing for a chance to win at the state meet. That would be Chesney McPherson, who's been right there at the top. A couple of the distance runners that were ahead of her time-wise last year graduated, maybe 3. There were still a couple of really good ones coming back along with her. And then Gracie Reed kind of had a little bit of an off season her freshman year. So, I think she'll be back stronger. She looked good in the track season. So, that's 2 distance runners there on the girls' side for Barren County. I'd be shocked if they don't both make it to the state meet and have, a shot at winning a state title this year. And then on the boys' side, you have Brody Miller, who also has been running really well. The boys' side on right now in that 3A there's just some really good runners in that group, just like there are in the girls' side. I mean, we were kind of in a golden age of distance runners here in the state of Kentucky, both sides, for men's and women's. And so, but he had a great season last year. Comes back, he ran well in the track season. Cross country is a different animal, and actually, a lot of people don't like running distance on track, but they really enjoy running cross country. And so, sometimes your better track distance runners aren't as good at cross country, and vice versa. Some of your better cross country runners aren't as good on the track. So, it's an interesting sport in that way. You wouldn't imagine there'd be that kind of variance, but there is. And I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a lot of coverage, both here on this show on 104thescore.com. And, you'll be able to check out our polls before they close for the first games of the football season there on 104thescore.com. We do them every week. And so should be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. Always a lot of excitement early in the season for everyone. Anyway, this is Tell Me About It on Glasgow EPB Channel 6. I'm James Brown, and we'll be back next week.